What's up guys, E-Drone here, and today we're going to be taking a look at the new Snaptain Sp650 1080p toy quadcopter. Stay tuned. Taking a look at the packaging, we have the Snaptain Sp650 4-axis drone, and this drone does a lot of different things. Toy grade quadcopter voice control, one key return, it's got gestures for your photo and your video, one key takeoff and landing, trajectory flight, headless mode, 360 flips, it does photo and video, it does have altitude hold and emergency stop. And as you can see, this is for ages 14 and up, so this is a toy grade quadcopter. Let's go ahead and, a nice little box here, has a little handle on top. Let's go ahead and open this guy up and take a look and see what we get in the packaging. Okay, so it just slides out. So there is a 12-month warranty you can go ahead and activate. You see we have the controller here, and it feels like a plastic. I mean, it's definitely toy grade. The gimbals, they don't feel too bad for being toy grade. But one thing I love about Snaptain is look at the labeling. You got the camera icon here, you got the up and down, return to home, your trim, everything's nice and labeled, easy to see, 3D flip, your speed, everything. You get your instruction booklet, which with Snaptain, you're going to have excellent instructions in multiple different languages, so very nice there. You get an extra set of propellers here in the box. You get your landing feet and a USB charging for the batteries. Let's go ahead and pull all that out. Get a screwdriver with some extra screws, and you actually get two of these USB ports so you can charge two of the batteries at the same time. Just here's the little landing feet that we'll put on. Also get a phone, or well, probably a phone. I don't think a tablet's going to fit in there, but there is a phone holder that you can use to put on the actual controller itself. So that's very nice. And the way it goes on is actually pretty ingenious. It uses this little fake antenna prop right here, and it just snaps right in to the back, and then you can go ahead and put your device right here in the top. So very innovative. I like that it just snaps over top of there. Easy to take on and off. Here we have our battery tray. Takes 4 AA batteries to power the transmitter. And here is the little toy quadcopter here, the Snaptain. And you can see there's the camera with a little protective covering on it right here. The camera on this Snaptain is a 1080p HD camera with manual adjustment. So you can manually push this down to get different angles. And there is a micro SD card slot here at the rear of the camera module itself. You see a little logo there. Class 10 micro SD card in there, and it will record right to the micro SD card. It also will record to the app when you're flying using your device. Got some LEDs on the bottom, and here is the control link here. It is a Wi-Fi, and it is brushed motors. This is a toy grade quadcopter. And let's go ahead and open the battery compartment. Okay, we get one battery inside the quadcopter. Also get another battery. This is another thing I love about Snaptain. And these are little 1-cell 1000 milliamp. And of course for beginners and children, you get some nice prop guards. So put these on if you're going to be flying indoors, or if you're new to flying these toy drones, go ahead and put these on. It'll save your props and possibly save damaging your walls. Let's go ahead and show you how to put these feet on. They're really quite simple. So there's 2 holes on either side here. These are just going to line up and just snap it, push it right in. Same thing on this side. You're just going to line up the holes and push it right in. And it has these little foam feet on the bottom. This is going to protect your camera from landing on the camera, so you want to make sure you put these on. And the good thing is you can remove them for transporting if you want to make this into a smaller form factor. They do give you screws to screw on the landing gear, But honestly, I'm not going to be putting them on because even pushing the landing gear in, they seem like they're pretty solid. And here on the bottom, there's also the on-off switch for the drone right here. And that's everything you get in the box. So let's go ahead and charge these batteries up, and we'll take it outside for a test flight, and we'll test all these features, see how well it works, see how stable it is. Go ahead and got this thing all charged up. It took about an hour, so not too bad. Go ahead and get my device clamped in here. I have the Samsung Galaxy S10 Plus, and it fits in here just perfectly. So that's a good thing, and it still has room to fit a little bit bigger of a device. I like that it has the on-off button as well, so that way you can just plug the battery in and then just turn it on when you're ready. Power on the quadcopter. So we got our battery in there. I got my micro SD card in here. We're going to go ahead and power on with this little button here. Okay, you see the LEDs flashing here like crazy. They're actually pretty bright. You can see them in the daylight. I'm just going to set this right here in the grass. Actually, you know what? Let's find a nice flat takeoff point. I'm going to set this right here in the parking lot like that. Now, you can fly this with either the controller or just the phone, or the phone and the controller. So we're going to go ahead and fly this with the controller and the phone first. So now we're going to go ahead and turn on the transmitter, and in order to bind the transmitter to the quadcopter, we're going to hold up, down. You see the LEDs went solid. Now the quadcopter is bound to the transmitter. Now we want to take off. There's a couple ways you can take off. You can push this button right here to take off, and the quadcopter will just come up, or you can arm using the joysticks like that. See how it's armed? Then you can just raise the throttle, and there it goes. Now by default, it's already in the lowest speed. See how it's drifting? We can fix that with the trim tab. So there's a little bit of wind, so I'm going to drift it, trim it a little bit. A little bit of wind today. And let's see, it's going that way. Let me trim it this way. So you want to trim it the opposite way. It's kind of drifting. Of course, we have the wind right now, and it looks like it's going forward too. It does have altitude hold, so it's fairly stable. Not too bad. Not too bad at all. Let me go ahead and land this. So to land it, we're just going to go ahead and either you can push this button here to land it, or you can just hold the joystick down. So we're going to go ahead and lay it down and hold it. Okay, we're going to hold that down. Now the only issue with that is it did flip itself over, which could have caused a prop break, but it didn't. Okay, so that's how you basically take off. Now, let's go ahead and get the device hooked to, let's get my device hooked to it. So I'm going to go ahead and turn on my phone. Now what we're going to do is we're going to download, we're going to open up the app, Snaptain Nova app, and we're going to go ahead and hit start, and we're going to go to your phone's Wi-Fi, and we're going to go ahead and click on Snaptain. It's going to go ahead and connect. We're going to go ahead and stay connected because it's basically telling me it doesn't have internet. Okay, so we are connected to the Snaptain. So let's see what we have here on the app. Hit start. Okay, so we have a decent looking image here. I don't think that looks bad at all, actually. I'm gonna go ahead and turn the speed up because the wind is a little bit bad. That's 2, and that's speed 3. So that's the fastest speed. I'm gonna take off just using this button this time. We're gonna push, and it's gonna take off on itself, just like that. Okay, so it's pretty stable. It's drifting to the left a little bit. So let's go ahead and trim that out. I'm gonna trim right, and trim back, trim right. Not too bad. Let's try some 3D flips. I love the altitude hold, makes it a lot easier to manage. We're gonna push the 3D flip button, and then we're going to move the right joystick in the direction we want it to flip. So we're going to go ahead and There you go. Nice flip there. Gotta do it again. Okay, nice reverse flip. Go ahead and do forward. Okay, it's actually doing the flips very nicely. Still got a little bit of drift. I mean, we do have some wind. Go ahead and try to trim it a little bit more. It does have a little bit of drift. Altitude hold is really nice. I am really digging the altitude hold on this. Trying to trim it a little bit. We can calibrate the accelerometer. I'll show you how to do that real quick. All right, so landing is a little bit of a challenge, but let's go ahead and do the calibration here. See if we can get this calibrated. So you want it on a flat surface, like it is. You're gonna take both joysticks and you're gonna move them like this. It's gonna start flashing, the LEDs will start flashing, and then your accelerometer has been calibrated. So let's go ahead and take off again. We're gonna do the joystick mode. So we're gonna arm and throttle. Gives it a little bit of throttle all right off the bat. And we got some strong winds here, so that's why we're getting that drifting. Let's do yaw rate real quick. All right, so yaw rate's pretty slow. That's in level 3. So pretty slow, not too bad. Let's try what this mode is right here. It's called a speed spin. Okay, so it does a crazy yaw maneuver if you push it. Now, if you push and hold it, it's going to do a circle. So let's go over here where there's nothing around us. We don't crash this thing. And we're going to push and hold in on this button here. And it's supposed to do an automatic circle. So let's see. Okay, there we go. It's just kind of doing its own thing. So basically it does a yaw spin and then it spins in a circle. So very interesting. It is working. Let's try it one more time. I'm gonna push and hold. Yaw spin. Okay, and it does a little bit of a circle and it just kind of keeps going around and it just keeps doing that. So it just kind of keeps doing yaw spins and kind of spinning in a little bit of a circle. So just keep that in mind. Let's see if we can do some of the voice activated. See what we can do here. Some of this has to be done on the screen. So let's go ahead and try. Let's go ahead and hit the speaker icon here. Backward. Left. Right. It's kind of not doing the opposite, so I wonder if you have to be facing it. Let's try it that way, maybe. Forward. I didn't think this was going to work too well. Let's try it. Forward. And it's going left. So let's try right. It's just going left. Backward. Backward. Forward. Whoa. Almost had a crash. So the voice control, oh, it's off. Let's go ahead and turn that off. So the voice control is not there. It's just not there, honestly. Let's go ahead and try this trajectory and see how it works. Bring it down a little bit. Fighting a little bit of wind here. All right, so trajectory, you're going to basically bring up your little flight modes here in the corner. And you're going to push the trajectory. Okay, doesn't seem to be letting me draw on the screen. Not sure why that is. So let's see if we can do the gestures. So supposedly we're supposed to be able to look at it. Probably gonna end up crashing here, but supposedly, let me turn the gestures on. Supposedly, if I go like this, it's supposed to take a picture. Whether it did, I don't know, but let's try it again. Spin it around. It just keeps drifting. When I spin it around, it really does drift pretty bad. Let's see if we can do the video. Okay, it's not. Oh, it is recording. Okay, so that worked. Okay, let's try it again. Okay, it's not working. Let's try the peace sign. So a lot of these are gimmicks, guys. They're gimmicks designed to entice you to want to buy it. But I'm going to tell you the truth because I don't lie about these things. So the gesture controls are not working at all. It does record, so that's good. It does record. It is a decent quality image from what I can see on the phone, so that's good. It handles fairly well. It does flips very nicely, actually, for the size of it and the form of it. It really does do the flips very nice. Can't complain about that. The yaw, the yaw is a little off. When it yaws, it does kind of go all over the place. But we are getting a little bit of wind here, some wind gusts. You can see it's kind of clouding up. So can't hate on it too bad. The Wi-Fi lag it's there. It's manageable. I mean, you could fly with the screen. I wouldn't recommend it. I definitely would fly line of sight, but you could if you needed to. Let's try. We're in headless mode now. It should be in headless mode. So yeah, it seems to be working. And you see we have the lights flashing, indicating we're in headless mode. All right, let's try the return of home. We're going to go forward. And what we're going to do is we're going to push and hold. And it should start coming back in the position it took off from. And I'm not touching it. And it is. So it is working. And it's going to hit the pole. No! Okay, so it did come back in the direction it took off. So that the return to home did work. Let's go ahead and land it for a sec. Try to land it. All right, there was a successful landing. So basically you want to get it down on the ground and kind of just ease it down. Don't go down too hard. So I had to reboot the drone in order to get the Wi-Fi to work again. Now we're going to go ahead and try to fly this thing with my phone if I can. There we go. So now you have the phone pulled up. You just push the on to turn on the joysticks on the screen of the phone here. And let's see. We're gonna go ahead and take off. There we go. Whoa. Okay, it's working, and we are getting a live feed now. So that's good. Phone controls are a little sketchy, a little scary, but it is working. Just kind of push and hold with the screen. Let's go ahead and hit record and get some footage. Hopefully the other footage didn't get lost, but it may have been frozen. The video may have froze. Hopefully it didn't, but okay. So it's working. I'm able to control the drone. It's not as nice as the transmitter, but you can control it with your phone. Okay. How you doing, buddy? So we're gonna go ahead and bring it down. Go ahead and bring it down. Whoop, whoop, whoop. Okay, had a little crash. All right, so I don't feel too comfortable with the phone, flying with the phone itself. So I'm gonna go ahead and rebind with the controller. So for being a toy, it's really not that bad. It's incredibly stable. Rate level 3 is pretty quick. It can handle the wind that we have out here right now. Let's go ahead and take another little range test. Okay, we're getting some beeping, which means our battery's low. So we're gonna bring it back. And we're getting a rapid flashing now on the drone, which means our batteries are done. And you can see we're in the red. Let's go ahead and bring it down. We're gonna go ahead and get into the pros and the cons of this quadcopter, the Snaptain Sp650. So right off the bat, I will say what I like about the drone is I do like the LEDs on the bottom. They're really bright, easy to see. I do really like the camera for the fact that it is a toy grade quadcopter. The camera records fairly decent 1080p HD video. I like that it has a onboard micro SD card to record not only to your device, but also records to the micro SD card. So I really do like that function. I like the way it handles. I like the way it feels in the air. It's very easy to control. I love the altitude hold. I really do like the transmitter. I'm glad that this isn't just controlled by your phone, and you can use the transmitter to control it. That I really do like. I like that all the buttons are clearly labeled on the transmitter, so you know what all the buttons do. I like the battery cover door in the back. That gives you a little bit extra space for wire management for your lipos. I like the landing gear. I like the flight time. Decent amount of flight time on this guy. Was getting right around the 10 to 12 minute flight, so not bad at all for a toy grade quadcopter. Now let's go over to things I don't like about this quadcopter. I do not like the gimmicky flight modes. They don't work. So the talk to fly, I could not get to work. The trajectory flying, I could not get to work as well. A lot of these things I think are very gimmicky, and when people see them on the box and they see them, they think, oh, you know, that's really cool, that's something different. And I feel like if you're gonna advertise that stuff, it should at least work halfway decent. So those two things didn't work for me. The one key takeoff and landing worked very well. The return to home worked well. The headless mode worked on the controller. I couldn't get it to work on the phone, but it did work on the controller, so headless mode did work. I do like the build quality, the feel of the plastic. It doesn't feel like real cheap, and it did flip over a couple of times, and none of the blades broke, nothing broke, so it is pretty durable, I would say. So durability, I think, is pretty good on this one. I'm gonna put a link down below in the description for this Snaptain Sp650, little 1080p toy quadcopter, so make sure you check it out. The trim controls work great as well, so if you got any questions, leave them down in the comments. I'll be glad to answer them for you. I don't like the fly with the phone. It didn't seem to be, to me, it didn't seem like I had enough control. Much rather use the controller that it comes with. But it did work. Or I like to actually feel the sticks versus just using my phone. But thank you guys so much for watching. Please like, share, and subscribe. And more Snaptain Sp650 videos to come on the channel. I'm going to be flying this guy around. It's really fun to fly, I will say. Until next time, guys. Thanks for watching. E-Drone, out.